Hello, beautiful people. Myself, Ash, and in this video, we are going to talk about how to get out from your head, okay, and be in your body, be in the natural state. And by this, I mean that if you are someone who is constantly in your head, it means that you uh, almost always overthink and you always have mental baggage about some things that are always there. Like, you can't just enjoy life as it is, you can't enjoy blessing. There is something, and then there is suddenly other thing. You have that something that you wanted for a long time. When you have that, you are suddenly on the other thing. That is that you can't enjoy the things that you have. You can't enjoy the uh, people, the connections, and anything. You can't enjoy yourself. You can't feel like um, your life is nice. That is because you are not even looking at your life. You are just in your head constantly, um, in the world of all that mental chaos. And if you are someone who is constantly in your head, you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, this is going to help maybe all the things that I'm going to share here, because I used to be someone who was constantly in their head, and maybe sometimes I slip back there again because um, my mind is a lot of chaos. Okay, it's something that is always running and running, and sometimes it feels like why it can't shut. There is always a mental noise, a mental burden, or like something that we can't even have a grip upon. Okay, so yeah, we are just going to get out of there, and the things that have helped me to get out of there. First thing is that you can do is be in the present. Okay, you know what, be in the present. Most of our constant worries, constant things that we think about are related to our future, or maybe sometimes are related to our past, that uh, why that thing happened, why that I shouldn't have said that thing, and such and such things. But past have already gone, you can't change that. Okay, and future is something that is based on your actions on the present. Okay, so the best thing that you can do is be in the present. Do the stuff that in the present is going to make your future. And when we constantly feel like if I just have to work and work and work for my future, this is a good thing. Okay, you should be working on your future, but when you will be in that future that you are working for, you will work in that future too, because when you will get that blessings that you are working on right now for your future, in the future, to maintain a blessing we have to work. Okay, again, you will again work. So work is a natural state when you become adult. Okay, and if you don't enjoy the blessings that are in your present, the blessings that you wanted years ago that you have in the present, you can't enjoy the blessings that you have in the future. It doesn't make sense. Okay, so the best thing that you can do for yourself, that you can acknowledge, even um, on a neurological perspective, when you give your brain the win, I mean the rewards for getting something, and the best reward is enjoying the things that you have worked for yourself, enjoying the blessing of the present, your brain get motivated to work more for the future, not from a place of that I have to do that, but from the place of that I got to do that. Okay, so try to be in the present. Whenever you find yourself worrying about the future, just be in the present and count the blessings that you maybe had wished for in the past and you have them now. Okay, because there are so many things that you have now and you are just um not acknowledging them. That's it. Okay, so try to enjoy. And I have said it in my uh abundance mindset video. This is the kind of inner work in which I said that write down all the blessings that you have at the end of the day. This is also something that help you being in the present, because when you write all those blessings that you have right now, what you are doing is telling your brain that my present is also good. As much nice my future will be, my present is not bad, and there is nothing that, you know, I shouldn't be worrying about my future, because I used to worry about my future, and in my present I have all the things that I used to worry in the past. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, next is also related to the future, that, you know, most of the thing that I used to worry about my future in the past have never happened. I mean, we as a humans, when we are constantly in our head, we imagine the worst case scenario. Okay, and worst case scenarios are, again, they are worse, and sometimes worse never happen. Okay, so we imagine all the stuff, and we imagine all the worst case scenarios, and we imagine that, um me as a person, if you are a type A person, you are a perfectionist. Okay, you want everything at a very organized way. Okay, and if we organize all the things in our present, that is maybe possible. Okay, but I have found myself that if I organize all the things now, I will try to organize my life for a year, then for 2 years, then for 3 years, and this is a never ending cycle, because you can't. Some things are that you plan, and sometimes life happens, and then all your plans get scattered, they are vanished. Okay, so all the things that I used to worry never ever happened. Okay, and if you are someone who journal, I journal a lot. Okay, I record my life. Okay, yes, I do. So all of the things that I have written in my journal, I sometimes read my old journals, and then whenever I read myself, I'm like, seriously, I used to worry about that stuff. This never happened. Why I just let myself worry on such a silly thing and waste all of my days worrying about that thing that never ever happened. So that is also maybe you, because you are worrying about something that may never happen, and even if it will happen, what you can do is the best in the moment. And if you are doing your best, it's okay that if things crumble, because you have done your best. But more can you do? Nothing. So worrying is not a solution for anything. If the thing even shows up, you can do your best at the moment, and that's it. That's the best. Okay, so just don't worry about that. Don't worry about that, because I really used to think a lot, that if this thing happens, how I should behave, how what I should say, and all that thing. And the thing never happened. The thing really never happened. So I really believe that all the things that you are thinking will never happen. And this is, it's kind of trending that, um, you should write whenever, if you are that kind of person, type A person. What you should do is, whenever you wake up, just have your journal and write all the things down that are in your head. And don't try to be like, is it make sense, the things that I'm writing? You don't have to make sense. What you have to do is write all the thoughts that you have on the paper, because whenever we write, we externalize our problems. We write our problems, we give them a physical space, that these are our problems. And when you read them, you will realize how silly they are, really how silly they are. that you will realize that I'm worrying about the thing that may or may not happen in 2 years. Okay, and you are making your day um, a waste by thinking about all those things that may or may not happen. So writing about your problems is a very effective way to realize that they are not as big as they seem in your head. Okay, you can do that. It's very effective, to be really honest. And next is, people say that boundaries are for other people and we should make our boundaries, but I really do believe that boundaries are not for other people, they are for ourselves. That what I'll do if this person still is going to do that thing, okay, then the boundaries are for yourself, that you will not engage with them again. Okay, you have to have that much self control that if that person again does that thing, I'm not going to engage with them. So boundaries are basically not for other people, they are for yourself. That how I behave, how I show myself the dignity, so that people don't even get the chance to behave in that way again. So sometimes boundaries are in accordance with others, but sometimes boundaries are also in accordance with us. For example, whenever I used to think all the thoughts that are related to the future, that are related to the past, I suddenly I suddenly put that boundary that no, we are not going to think about that. Okay, there is a page on which I have written all the boundaries that are for myself, and those boundaries include that how I should be behaving with myself. Okay, for example, I will not, you know, in luteal phase our emotions are so heightened. Okay, we feel a lot of things, and most of them are, yes, true, but sometimes there are silly things over which we cry. Okay, yes, we do. So uh, for luteal phase, my boundary is that I am not going to make any decisions on in regarding to my relationships in my luteal phase. I make decision about all the things in my luteal phase, yes, because in your luteal phase you can think straight that is this thing really matters, and if it not. But regarding the relationships, our emotions are very high in the luteal phase. Okay, and even who we may love, who we may like, can tell us anything and we will feel a lot about that stuff. Okay, so especially when it is bad, especially when it's criticism, okay, we feel a lot. So I don't make any decision in my luteal phase regarding all the relationships. Okay, I prevent myself from doing all that stuff because I know my emotions are high right now, I'm not thinking clearly, so I'm not making any decision. Same goes for your overthinking. Whenever I think about something that doesn't even matter that much, okay, that is related to other people, that is related to someone, um, sometimes we think like why that person does that stuff, then I make that boundary for myself that this is not my place to think about. Okay, the other person does that, it is them who does that. Okay, it is their thinking process that they think that this thing is right, so they have done that, but it's nothing that concerns me. They perceive me in any way, maybe good, maybe bad, but still this is their thinking. It again have nothing to do with me. If you think that people perceive you badly and you always feel why they perceive me in such a light, you shouldn't have the effect of people even when they think highly of you, because this is their perception. The people who thought highly of themselves thought highly of others. The person who have insecurities for themselves, they are going to project all these on other people. Okay, so uh, even if people perceive you nice or people perceive you bad, it is their perception. Okay, really it's their perception. If you are a good person, okay, you will really perceive everyone nicely. Okay, so it's people's thought process, it have nothing to do with you. So yeah, make boundaries with yourself. Make boundaries that, if this thing happened, I'm not going to do this. Okay, just put that boundary in use. If I'm going to think that thought, I'm constantly going to remind myself that this is not true. I may think about that, but everything I think is not true. Okay, this is just my mind working, and my mind being aware that yes, this may happen, but it doesn't mean that it will happen or that it will true. Okay, your mind is not something that always says something um true. Okay, your inner voice says so many things in a day, it doesn't always say everything true. Okay, and one thing that really helps to calm your mind is doing any of the physical stuff. Okay, physical stuff by you can do stretching, you can do yoga, you can do pilates, and anything that you like, anything, strength training, cardio, because you work on your body. Whenever you work on your body, your energy get from your mind, from your head to your body. It takes energy, it takes emotions, and when it works, it outsource all those emotions, all those energies, and it's so nice. Try to do that whenever you are angry with something, or whenever you have so many emotions running inside of you and you don't know that what I should do with all those emotions. Try to do an a very intense workout, very intense. You can do cardio, you can do running and anything, but it should be intense, that much intense that you push your limits. And when you will do all that, you will feel that there are no remaining emotions inside of you. Okay, you will feel very light, you will feel very clear. So yeah, this is also a thing that you can do if you are someone who have so many emotions but you don't have someone with whom you can share, or with people who can understand you. Okay, so this is a very nice outlet to just let go of all those things. It really helps. Okay, and the last thing is, try to see the bigger picture. Okay, try to see all the things that have happened to you in the past. I am damn sure that they have made you who you are today. They have um, just let you be on the path that you are on today, all the things that have happened to you in your past. So whenever you will look back at your past life, you will realize that all the things are happening as if it is on a timeline, and it is on a timeline. Okay, Allah have written everything. So whenever you get to worry about your future, you feel like I am in my head, I'm constantly thinking about what will happen, how it will happen, when it will happen. You have to be like, I don't know what is happening right now, but I'm sure that everything will happen in the best possible way, because everything happens in the best possible way. I will be there, which is good for me. I will be on my best timeline, and everything that's happening today is for me to be on that timeline, because sometimes um, your answered prayers are in the process that you are in now. Okay, your now is making you someone who will have that thing, but it just require a little bit of belief, a little bit of patience, and that's it. So I hope it helps, and thank you so much. Please do subscribe. Bye bye.